this is a form that I created on Mudbox. So basically there were 3 planes and I just sculpted it. And this is a program that I'm told animators use. Not too many architects use it. Certainly not in designing buildings. So let's say here's the 3 planes that I kind of manipulated, and then I took that to Alias Sketchbook and I turned it into a building. So here are the escalators going up to these floors. These are people. So what was intuitively sculpted now can potentially become a building. Here's another example of another manipulated planes.
And these look very organic. It's not.
Yeah, if you look at the buildings that I've designed, I like to sculpt them. I see them as 3-dimensional giant sculptures. So this allows me to intuitively sculpt these. But the unique thing about it is, if you notice the grid on it, all of these are coordinates in the cyberspace. So when I draw something like this, my team can take this file and actually construct this. So if this is a roof of a building, they can get every shape that I have sculpted. It's almost like taking a piece of paper and folding and manipulating that. Now I have it with all the coordinates and dimensions in cyberspace, and then the team can take this file and then start to construct that. So let's say I did this without any intent, and then I said, well, if we flip it, this could be potentially a high-rise project, and this is what came out of it. So here's high-rise, entry, floors, people like that. So for those designers that are very much into drawing, sculpting, working intuitively, but have experience to kind of turn that into a building or constructed form, this certainly is a tool that comes very handy. So let me just show, let's see what else. Here's another one. Here's another plane that I work with, and I believe I started making it into something, drawing on it and drawing that. So this is working on with number of mediums and platforms. Sculpting something in Mudbox, bringing it into Alias Sketchbook, and sketching on it. There are times where I just initiate a sketch from scratch. Some of these are big files. So this is a Ordos concert hall that we're doing in Inner Mongolia, and I was working with the design team in Los Angeles and a design team in our Shanghai office. So on a daily basis, I was sketching and emailing it to the team, no matter where I was in the world, talking about the organization of the plan, how might the section of the building be organized, some ideas about the skin of the building, and this is 2007 when we were doing the project. So, and then I would take this and I would email it to the team. Here's another, well, this is, I think it's similar to that. Here's another closer examination of the floor plan. So, here's the concert hall, performance theater. So creating the geometry, and this is all freehand, and then being able to email that to the team, and then they would construct the floor plans, and B can kind of show you where those plans and buildings are. Now let me just do a quick sketch. So normally I work in Alias, and let's say I want to draw a building. I can start thinking about materials. And this is the part that I didn't, I was concerned that my tablet would not allow me to be able to do things like this. Really look at this is not something I can do on my sketchbook. To be able to look at potentially a color of the metal around a building. And obviously you have to have experience with materials and drawing, and the ability to start looking at what the definition of that is, and maybe some, how about some color, about, and maybe some people, how about some about a road that so this potentially could be a concept that I've just developed for a building, and if I'm traveling somewhere I can send it to the team and I could say the plan may be something like this, and and why don't we start looking at how this building might be developed. And then they would take something like this and they would start using this as an inspiration and build this form in the computer and send me emails, and then I start drawing on top of that. A couple of birds. And sometimes these drawings actually are used for presentation to the client.
You make that look too easy.
It's taken 20, 30 years of experience.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your talent with us.
Absolutely.